Fan Show. We're right here and we're going to talk. Miss Leanne is here with me. And guess what? Hey, what was the big news today? What was that about, Lee?
Always
He is back. He is back. And this makes the University of Kentucky a Final Four team, national title, number 9 contender. This is going to be an epic year for basketball for Kentucky.
It sure is. I cannot wait. I will guarantee you we jump from possible top four to at least two with him coming back. What do you
I,
think?
I don't care if we're ranked in the top 5 or top 10. This team is going to do battles against every team. We've got a hard non-conference schedule. The SEC is going to be a little bit, calmed down from what it was last year, but there's still going to be great teams in the SEC. But I think this year, this Kentucky team is going to be great.
Can I just say it now? They might as well go ahead and give us that banner now
Just
and
hey,
keep a lot of grown men from crying and people spending a lot of money.
yeah.
Just give us the banner now.
Well, I'm seeing Brian. He's saying number 1 preseason.
Heck yeah, Brian.
Let's go, James. Yeah, I love this. This is going to be an epic year. You're gonna see things that you didn't see last year.
For sure.
With Otega back in this conversation of what we're going to be doing, he is going to use him in a lot of different ways that he didn't use last year. And there's a lot of different pieces to this puzzle that is going to be crazy.
There really is. I have to say, Mercury. She said, "What took y'all so long to go live?" Waited a week.
Well, yeah,
We're back. Chris, you are not wrong. We have 2 starting fives.
We do.
Have 2 starting fives.
We got 14 strong players. 1 through 14, we are probably, if not the deepest basketball team in the nation right now.
We are. There is no if. We are. Like, how deep can you go? The whole bench.
hey, look for that Mercury. Look for that couch because we're going to need it.
Yes. And if y'all want to call in, we can actually take callers tonight. You don't have to be on video if you don't want to. You can actually just
call in.
You don't have to be on video, but if you want to call in, you use that link right there that 21 has so graciously posted for us.
Exactly.
And please click the like, subscribe, share with your friends, your family, even people you don't like. I don't care. Send it to every Louisville fan you know.
Yeah, Peanut. You know who Otega-tron is.
Ortega Owen. Oh. Otega away. Get them couches ready every game. Yeah. Get that fire pit set up, Jimmy. Brian, I'm excited for Jasper.
I've got it ready.
I'm excited for Jasper too, Brian. I really am.
Yeah.
And
Mercury, we're going to be everybody's nightmare. This team, I'll tell you what, from the beginning to the get-go, this team is going to be hard to guard, and you don't even know. We was talking about this today a little bit about Otega. He scored like 13, 14 points a game, every game. He might not even have to worry about averaging that. There's gonna be other players on this team that everybody could score 10, 15 points between each other every game. This is going to be a great team, hard team to guard.
Cats by 90.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot, nobody else can say we can pick anybody off the bench at any given time and put them in, and we're not going to lose. I mean, we've got this. We've got this. We have a
Yeah.
bunch of wet couches from the flood. They'll be dried
Well,
out
hey,
by the
hey,
fall and comfort.
Craig, hey, we'll take them. I know, and I know there's something else coming up, but we'll talk about that a little bit later towards the end of the show. But Mercury said get the fire pit. Yeah, hey, this is going to be a great year. I cannot wait until October, November. I hate it that we'll lose the summer and everything like that and be in cold weather. But this is going to be a great basketball team.
It is. It is. Hey, Carl, what's up? Carl, 21 posted the link, and I'm sure he'll post it again if you want to call in.
Yeah.
We've got that working tonight. Let me just say, honestly, if someone told me right now, or even that I would have to pick a favorite player on this team at the end of the year, then I just say the whole team. Is that okay? Because I think this whole team is going to do amazing things. But Owe coming back, if anybody didn't notice, if you've seen Owe's video that he made, um, when he said he was coming back and staying in Kentucky, he made that video before he got his haircut,
Yeah.
which was a month ago. So that
Which
means
means
that
he already knew he was coming back.
I think he made it just in case, but I
Yeah.
think in his heart, he knew he was coming back.
Yeah.
But he had to test the waters. He had to be able to get feedback because next year, first round, baby.
Yeah.
First round.
I've already heard if he does what he needs to do at Kentucky this coming year, he could be a first round draft pick next year for the team that he went through workouts today, and they gave him a lot of props, everything, and said that he would be a first round draft pick next year.
Right. So Brian was mentioning something I was going to hit on real quick. It says possibly better than 2012. Did you see the picture of Quaintance in front of Anthony Davis wingspan mural? So I was going to touch on that just for a second since we're leading into that. If you look at this picture of Jaden Quaintance with his wingspan, this one right here on the screen.
Yes.
If you go by the words up above each of them and you follow the letters straight down, Quaintance has about an inch on him.
Yeah.
And he also has more weight on him.
Oh, yeah. He's way bigger than Anthony Davis was back then. Yeah.
So, holy buckets. It's going to be amazing.
He is basically what Anthony Davis is right now as of weight and, comparisons. When he plays next year, barring anything that's going wrong, I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to be – he's already on campus. He's going through, his rehab right here on campus right now. And he's going to be able to play.
He also considered his official visit his moving in day.
Yeah.
Peanut, do you know Travis ain't with us no more?
Peanut?
Yeah,
he's trolling. Yeah. Come on, Mercury, Peanut, you know this. You always you put stuff up there. You know what we know.
Yeah. You go ahead. 7'3", 7'3" wingspan isn't JQ. 7'3" wingspan isn't. Yes, he's a 7'3" wingspan. Yes.
Yeah. He's got a 7'3" wingspan.
And we were talking about Reese, and his is 7'6".
Yeah, Reese
Potter, 7'6".
Yeah. He's got like a 7'6" because he's 7'1", 7'2". And then there's other players on our team that their wingspans are like they might be 6'8", but they got a wingspan of almost 7 foot. But all of our players, they're long, they're wiry, they're gonna play great defense. They are going to make this team a lot better.
If you can reach out farther than you are tall,
yeah,
then who's going to get around you?
It's hard. I mean, my wingspan, I measured it. Mine's wingspan is only about 3 inches longer than I am tall. But I'm only 5'10". But you imagine being, 6'7", 6'8", and your wingspan is 7'3". That's like Tony Delk's reach. Tony Delk
Yes.
had the longest reach I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, Sean Prince.
Tayshaun Prince did too. Yes.
And with his height, just like
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Davis, with the height and everything, there's nothing to say. This team needs nothing. All about coming together and building cohesion. That's right.
Carl's
All
comment.
right.
All
All
right.
right. Peanut, you are 100% right. And Mercury, pretty close. Yes. Carl. Let's bring Carl on. What's up, Carl?
Hey, Carl.
How y'all doing?
All right. How you doing?
Happy now, always back.
Hey, you ain't no happier than we are. You are happy. Big Blue Nation's happy. Kentucky's happy. Mark Pope's happy. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's an amazing day. Amazing.
yeah. Get ready to get them couches ready to burn.
But we're gonna burn them. Hey, you got any? You burn them. I'm gonna try to get some. I'm gonna burn them. Yeah, we're gonna burn couches this year.
You got that right. We're gonna burn them. We're gonna burn them good.
That's for sure. That's for sure. I can smell them burning from here.
Well, Carl, man,
Like,
I'm glad that you called in. What do you got? Anything you want to ask? Opinions about anything?
Who? Yeah, I'm just curious who's gonna be the starting point guard this year.
Me personally, I think it's going to be Jalen Lowe, and I think that Jasper Johnson and Colin Chandler will back him up. But I believe that Aberdeen will start at the other guard, but you're still going to have Jasper, Chandler, Aberdeen, Lowe. I think even you could throw Otega in there being a point guard at some times during the game.
possibly. I do think that, I don't know. I want to say there's a chance. I think a lot of it depends on how they do over the summer, honestly.
Yeah,
Because somebody might do better over the summer than Jalen Lowe does.
it could
And
be.
Aberdeen could step into that role. I
Yep.
think it's just Mark Pope is really analytical, and he's really one of these coaches that you earn your spot, just
Exactly.
like Rick Pitino was. And I
Mhm.
think that it's hard to pick a starting five. I mean, we know Owe will be in it, but it's hard to pick a starting five until you see how they progress and develop over the summer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my thoughts. I don't think I could pick a starting five right now. I could tell
No.
you Owe in it for sure, but I can't tell you the rest of the players right now because until they prove themselves, until they actually get down and dirty, until they start running some plays and, and Coach Pope sees what's going on, I don't think anybody can actually say
I think
this.
teams are gonna have a hard time scoring.
I do too, Carl. Your video froze, but I do. I think teams are going to have a hard time. Did we lose Carl?
Oh, we lost
Carl,
Carl.
you can call us back. Carl, are you back?
Come on, Carl. Get back in here with us.
Carl,
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, my internet's not that good tonight.
Oh, well, hey, that's okay, Carl. We're just glad to have you on for whatever bit of time that you can be on here.
It's be hard for a team to score on Kentucky this year.
Yeah, our defense is going to make our offense, Carl.
Yeah, I'm here.
Come on, Carl. Get back in here with us.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Not that good tonight. Yeah.
Oh, well, hey, that's okay.
I-
We're just glad to have you on for whatever bit of time.
Oh, I'm hearing us in the back.
Yeah.
Score on Kentucky this year.
Yeah.
That's why, because
Yeah.
yes,
Most definitely.
yes. How many of you do y'all think that this team this year could beat the 2012 team? What are your thoughts?
I think they could beat them by 20 or more.
Do you?
Well, I'm not going to be. I'm not right there that we beat them by 20, but I think we could beat them. Yeah.
Mark my words, Quaintance is going to break Anthony Davis's record in block.
I tell you, hey, Lee,
I can see that.
Miss Leigh, she done talked about his wingspan. He's
And
got
that boy-
he's got a longer wingspan than Anthony Davis did.
And that boy from Alabama, he's going to be the next Dennis Rodman.
Well, well, we call him Cool Mo D, but it's Muhammad Diabate. But yeah, he's going to be all over. He's going to be like a Dennis Rodman. He's going to do everything to make this team better.
When
Yeah.
Kentucky goes into an opponent's gym, they're going to be like, "Oh Lord, it's Kentucky."
Yeah,
Exactly. And people are going to start to fear us again.
Yeah.
Remember back when they used to be scared? Like they hated seeing that they were playing us. And it was you could actually see it and feel it. And in the past, since 2019, nobody has feared us.
I hope we lay it on Alabama this year. I hope
yeah. Yeah, Alabama got us 3 times last year. We need to get them 3 times this year.
Losing's bad enough, but that belt thing on the floor did me in.
Yeah,
Alabama, Arkansas, and Louisville. We got to dominate them.
yeah, exactly, Carl. Yeah. I mean, there's other games on the schedule. Go ahead, Miss Leigh.
Arkansas fans are hoping Theo comes back. He ain't coming back.
Oh,
No, he did come back.
No, Adu Thiero announced today he was staying in the draft.
Oh, he
He
did.
announced it today. He is staying
okay.
in the draft.
Well,
yeah.
And what about this Louisville crap? We ain't never played them that early. Yeah, Brian, that was a Louisville scheduling thing due to conflicts that Louisville already had going on. That has nothing to do with us. It wasn't on us.
That's all right, Brian. It's just that much faster we get to beat them down.
That's exactly right there. Yeah. And I think a lot of the scheduling was they thought maybe that Jaden Clayton's might not play. And they would have a better advantage because Louisville don't have a great, big man team. But they thought maybe that with this Jaden Clayton might not play. Let's play this game real early.
We beat Louisville with our third string team.
Well,
well, can you realize this will be the first time that we ever beat Louisville in basketball before we beat them in football?
Football, yeah. Well, we probably ain't gonna beat them in football. I'll go ahead and say that.
Well, we wouldn't
happen.
We wouldn't beat Lafayette in football.
No, we can't. We can't beat. I live in Mercer County. They probably can't beat Mercer County High School.
I need to give a shout out to Jay. Jay says, "Hey Lee, I'm beside myself with the OA news. Jackson made us wait too long last year. Now I can go fishing and not worry."
Yeah.
Heck yeah. And I know that's probably Crystal.
Well, it's still light outside. You can still go. You can still go fishing now.
I hope that Kobe Bryant and them gets drafted.
Well, Kobe Bryant, he worked out for the Heat. He worked out for the Grizzlies. The Heat has like the 20th pick. The Grizzlies has the 48th and the 56th pick. Barea, I believe, will be drafted in the NBA.
I believe it will be the 46th pick, though.
They got Amari Williams in that mock draft as the 49th.
Well, yeah, he worked out for the Kings, so I don't know what I think they had like the 42nd or whatever. But there's other teams that a Carr he worked out for the Rockets, and then Butler he's worked out for the Hawks, Clippers, Lakers, and the Raptors. So I believe all 4 players could be drafted in the NBA this year.
Me too. I believe that. I believe they could. I think that they all can. I think that everyone in his own way has a skill that there is a team that needs what they bring to the table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
You know, one may be good at defending the rim. Okay, we need a defender.
Mm-hmm.
He's perfect for that. I think they will all be late in the second round, but I think that they will all get drafted, and I'm really hoping. And like we talked about earlier, maybe some will get a two-way deal.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with Carr, Williams, they are big men that can shoot the three, and that's what you need in the NBA. Berea, we already know he can shoot the three. Butler can hit the three, but Butler is a great point guard in the NBA system. He's like 6'2", 6'3", but he is wiry. He can do everything.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can't
we're
move the
back.
ball up and
Hey,
down the floor.
hey, Carl. Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, mine keeps going in and out.
It happens. Y'all got bad weather down there? Or expecting bad weather?
Yeah, I've been working I've been working over help at my job and then helping them clean up over in London and that tornado stuff every
Yeah.
day.
Well, hey, Carl. We're going to give for you helping out with the London, the floods, everything. That is just awesome.
Yeah, that's only 15 minutes from my house. London is.
Oh well, okay.
Okay. Ace says split the team in half and you have two top 20 teams. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went the other night and spent $260 on pizza and took over and delivered it to them.
Oh man, that's
So
unbelievable.
sweet.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
London, the floods.
It's just devastating. And to think that Kentucky is a commonwealth. It's one of the last commonwealth states left. I think there's like 4 left. So, everybody, that means everybody needs to be together. And what's up, Otis?
Yeah.
Hey, Big Blue Nation. Yeah, family. Otis. Yeah. Oh, man.
Carl, what did you say?
I said a lot of them people lost everything they had.
Yeah.
They did. They really did. And it's great to see the community and, like we talked about last week, they were out there and the community people getting in the spirit and going out and helping. It's just amazing.
Yeah. I mean, with Mark Pope said he was out there for like 6 hours, and he said
I seen Mark Pope, Reese Shepherd, and Mark Pope's daughter.
Yeah.
Nice.
I said a lot of them people lost
Florida's entire front court came back, and the back court is going to be Boogie Fland and Xavier Lee. I ain't scared.
All righty. You have a great day.
Have a good one, Carl.
Yep. Y'all have a good one. I'll talk to y'all next time.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Bye.
Thank you, Carl, for calling in. We really appreciate it. If anybody else would like to call in, you can use the link in the chat. Please hit the like button and subscribe. And don't forget, if you want merch, we have merch. I got a new hat today, y'all. I love this hat because I'm a hat kind of person. So does anybody have any questions? Anything you want to? Oh, guess what, guys?
I think I just got a text from Mercury. Hey, Mercury, you can hit me up anytime. I'm on here every day. Just if you have any questions, you can talk to me. Yeah, I do the same thing with Danny Thompson and different people that has been on the show. But I want everybody to call in. I want everybody to know that me, Miss Leigh. Now we're here for everybody. We'll talk and be with everybody and answer your questions. I mean, this is family. This is all family.
That's right. And I couldn't have said that better. I have something to tell you guys though. Guess what? This video, tonight's show, is going to be the 500th video on Loyal BBN Fan Show on YouTube. 500th. That's a milestone.
Yeah.
So make sure you hit the like, subscribe, send it to your friends, your family, the people you don't know. You heard what Braden Hawthorne said. Yes, we're going to win number 9, Otis.
Hey,
There's no doubt.
Number 9 is, I mean, we're a Final Four team right now.
Oh yeah.
There's no deeper team than Kentucky is right now. I mean, when you got players that is ranked number 33rd, 35th, incoming freshman that is our 14th player, I mean, well, I don't see Houston. I don't see UConn. I don't see, any of the teams. Duke has added some players, but they lost a lot of players. I don't see their freshmen being better than our starting 5 from the teams that we have brought, in. Or with the players we brought in. I mean, you can ask, all these ESPN analysis they keep on. All they just want to talk about is like the bigger teams and what Kentucky hasn't done, but they don't want to talk about what Kentucky is going to be doing.
Exactly. And yes, I love the fact that I call him Jelly. Yelovich is going to be wearing Kobe Bryant's number. I love that. I think that's great. Do you think, okay, I lost the last comment. I said, do you think, and it was a long one. No. Okay, thank you. Do you think we're going to have enough cupcake games to get deep into the bench and develop them? We don't have any cupcake games that I can see on our schedule this year, except maybe one.
Well, I mean, we got like, I think we played Tennessee Tech, a few teams and stuff like that. But, I think the more thing is that they're going to be playing against pros in every day in practice. That's going to make this team way better. Practice is going to be harder than some of our games.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Carl, you're very much welcome. We enjoy talking to you too. We're so glad when you call in. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, thank you, Carl. Yeah.
Mercury says, my question is officiating.
Well, hey, that's always a question, officiating. We never know who we're going to have as a referee. I'm glad now that we have a new coach like Pope, and he don't have a controversy with any of the referees. Cal had referee problems. There was a lot of referees that did not like Cal.
Yeah, but last year Cal wasn't there, and look what they did to us. Look at the Georgia game.
Yeah, that's always going to happen to Kentucky. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We're Kentucky. We have to expect it, and we have to overcome it. But the difference is how the coach handles the situation.
Yeah, and I think Pope has handled it a lot better. But we had good games last. I think maybe the Georgia game was the one that I thought we got screwed on. As
Clemson.
Well, Clemson game too, but Georgia, Ohio State. That was 3 losses we had right there, and I think
Alabama. Alabama.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. For years they haven't liked us, but I think the more they see Coach Pope be Coach Pope, and do his thing, I think that maybe they might chill on us a little bit.
It'd be a good year for everybody just to chill on Kentucky and just say, all right, we'll officiate the game the way it should be officiated.
And yes, Florida is still below us. Trent Noah, we're 9, so he gets 9 before he goes. So why not this year, 25 champs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen this year.
And what number is Yelovich? He's going to wear number 4, ain't he?
Kobe Bryant's number.
Kobe Bryant's number.
One thing about it, Alabama don't have Mark Sears. Every time he goes to the basket, they call a foul for him this year. Okay, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad he ain't going to be around. I'm glad that everybody that has gotten all those calls this year in the SEC, besides Kentucky, they're not going to be on the floor next year.
You're right. Charlie said Ziegler living in his own little world. Correct.
Oh,
And then,
but I don't even want to talk about. I mean,
and
Miss Leigh,
go
go ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
I mean, he thinks he can get a fifth year just because he says, I want to have a fifth year. How many games did he play? 138 games. I mean, you're done. Get out.
Yeah, exactly. And no more Cooper Flag.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad I don't have to hear
and
his name. But there's a upcoming player that is brother, and we're going to start hearing about him in the next 2 or 3 years.
I know. But who's the one who played for 7 years? Who was it that just cannot play no anymore? We got tired of hearing about him. He's like 40 now. I can't. It's not Canoopel. It's a different team. Yes, Hunter Dickinson.
Yeah. Yeah, Hunter Dickinson.
I'll be glad he's gone. Lumberjack needs to go. UK 96 championship team still the best ever put together. I will agree with that.
96 team, yeah. I think it's the best college basketball team of all time.
Mercury JQ stays, I think, but that depends on what kind of year he has. My question: who your starting five would like to see 4 players of Kentucky be in the same time? Noah, Reed, Potter, Malachi, Jasper. We talked about that earlier, Otis, and I can't tell you anything except Oway #1, or he's definitely in. I can't tell you the rest. It just really depends on how they do in the summer. Who deserves to play?
Well,
What's up?
I think what he's asking is players from Kentucky, all-time best players from Kentucky. I mean, he didn't mention Derek Anderson. He didn't mention Antoine. You remember Antoine Barber?
Antoine Walker. I would pick Antoine Walker as number.
Yeah, but he wasn't from Kentucky.
No, Winston Bennett was.
Yeah, Winston Bennett was. Yeah. But he was talking about players from Kentucky that grew up in Kentucky.
Winston Bennett did.
Yeah,
he went to
Winston
Mail in Louisville.
But Antoine Barber, a lot of people don't remember him.
I do.
But Derek Anderson, when he was talking about, the players, that's been from Kentucky, Travis Ford, different players like that. Yeah.
No, he's asking about the starting 5. He would like to see all 4 of them in at the same time, and he wants to know who our starting 5 would be. I would throw Oway in with that bunch.
Oh, well, Oway's going to be in there, yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't think unless it's towards the end of the game, I don't think that he was asking about Reese Potter. I don't know if Reese Potter would be there maybe halfway through the second half.
Right, could be. Thank you, the Catechin. Appreciate that.
The Catechin.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Maybe as good as 96 this year. We may be deeper. I think we're possibly deeper than the 96 team. Just bought a new living room suit. Might just leave the old one sit till March. Yard ornament. Do it. Plant flowers in it.
Yeah.
And decorate it. Decorate it for different holidays. Put eggs and stuff on Easter grass on it for Easter.
Yeah.
Look, there's holidays in between there. You could decorate it. Let it sit out there. The old one, let it sit out there, but decorate it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when March rolls around, burn it.
Yeah, Dirk Minifield did have probably the most. Now, I've never seen anybody get up that high for Kentucky in my life, but it looked like he had another step that he jumped on that was invisible when he had that anti-gravity dunk that he did.
Like he was climbing a ladder.
Yeah.
He was amazing with his vertical. He really was.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think it matters about our starting five.
I don't think it does
I think
either.
our starting five. I think our second five. The players. It's not going to be a platoon system, but I believe everybody that we bring in off of the bench is just going to be just as good as our starting five.
I did too. And yes, the full court press would be nice to see here and there this year.
Yeah.
Goose, Charlie, you're right. Goose Givens is a legend.
Mm-hmm.
So Owe was a Cam Williams. I don't know where that went. Okay. Let's see. I would be fine. Okay, so Owe was a Cam Williams level transfer last year. Which player thrives in Pope's system for breakout season this year?
Well, like Pope has already said, his players gets better in the second year. Owe is going to Colin Chandler. All the players, Brandon Garrison, Colin Chandler, all Trent Noah, they're all going to be way better this year. Cam Williams, is a sophomore coming in this year. His junior year, he's going to be even just as better, or this year he could be just as good as he was last year, still thrive in this Pope's offense. Then next year could take over the role of Owe or all the other players.
Exactly. Jay said, I would love to be a fly on the wall watching those 14 battle it out for playing time. Me too. Because if you remember, they said Pitino made them puke. Like they
Oh
literally
yeah,
practiced that hard. These guys would end up like that. I
yeah.
could see it. If they were battling that hard, I could see them ending up just like that.
Well, a
Oh, I
lot
was
of
going to leave the.
yeah, a lot of these players has done played a lot of basketball. They're going to know what it's going to be like to be in practice. This year they're going to have Owe back, then Garrison, Chandler, Noah. Talking about the players that was here last year, but then you're adding a lot of players that played college basketball last year. They all know how to be ready for practice and be ready for games.
Right. I want to address what Mike Dowd said about putting the cart before the horse. I'm looking at incoming talent, where they're
Mm-hmm.
ranked, because I'm comparing where the 96 team players were ranked when they came in, like where they were, how when they joined Kentucky, as far as comparing that to the talent that we have this year. If you compare the talent levels, now it's how they develop. I understand that, but it looks promising to me
Mm-hmm.
as far as this team having the potential to be better than the 96 team based on the skill sets of them coming in, the veteran players.
Well, Peanut, he was saying which player you think you would cringe seeing when they checked into the game, like
He's just
Perry
trolling.
and Grass. He's trolling, but I don't cringe any of these players on this roster. I can look at it from, I got it listed right here. I can look from the top to the bottom, and any of these players that comes in, I would not have one problem with putting a ball in their hand or them making a decision, a pass, going for a rebound, 50-50 ball, everything. I think this team is going to be clued in, and Mark Pope is going to, and his staff is going to have his team just ready to go every game.
They will be too. I think the shooting 33 pointers might go out the window and play
Yeah,
more
I don't think
defensive
we're
and
going to shoot no.
more of
I
an
don't.
inside game, going to the basket, a lot more dunks. We got dunkers, y'all.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got dunkers, we got high risers. I mean, you don't have to depend on the three. The thing is, we're going to get it down low, and it's going to be kickouts to wide open threes. And when we're making that zoom action, and we're coming off of the top of the pick, coming down low, you're going to have alley oops and dunks all day long.
Yeah, it's going to be a mix. It's going to be a mix of everything. I don't think there's any one thing that's going to dominate. Like, I think our stats are going to be pretty even.
Yeah.
Like, as far as how many shots are taken, how many threes are taken, how many how many dunks, how many in the paint, how many beyond, just I think it's really going to be pretty fairly spaced out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, 40 and away incoming. I mean, I would love to be 40 and 0, but Kentucky was the only team that was the closest to it. So if it's going to be anybody, it's going to be Kentucky.
Son of a gunner. Our 14th guy was number 35 overall. That ain't too bad, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about that
Well,
for a minute. If our 14th man was number 35,
number 35, and there's a lot of teams, including Duke, Kansas, North Carolina, they don't even have a player that is in the top 35. They got some good players. Yeah, I'll give them that. But, we have no worries. This team is going to be spectacular.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that we're going to have a more physical game.
Yeah.
How good is it to beat each other down? Makes so good. Not walk-ons now 4 and 5 stars over walking all 14. It's great, Ace. It's good to have players that are not just all walk-ons. It's good to have players that have the experience and they're 4 and 5 stars. Like we haven't had that. Like we did a couple here and there, but not like what we are getting now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like we hit on Cam Williams before. Everybody was like, I saw somebody on there was saying he's going to be a sniper. He is going to be a sniper. We've got players, and if you watch the last 5, 6, 7 years of Kentucky basketball, and we watched other teams, it seemed like we was always saying, why can't we have those type of players? Now we've got them. And Big Blue Nation is going to bring it. Pope's going to bring it. These players are going to bring it. And the fear is getting back into the other, the fans of the other teams. Like, we don't want to see this team.
Right. Mercury, the whole staff stayed. A couple of them got extended contracts even.
Yeah.
So nothing changed.
Yeah, we're not losing any staff members. And I don't think we'll lose any staff members in the next 4 or 5 years. I think they're going to hang around because they're going to be wanting to win banners and win championships and be part of this Pope's team because he gave them the opportunity to do what they're doing right now. They're going to stay with him.
Right. I watched Malachi State Championship in person at Rep, and my boy, trust me, he was good when we got him. Now we got all this on top of it. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we're stacked. As long as like I said last week, I don't think egos are going to be an issue.
No.
Mark Pope does not take players that have ego problems because if you have an ego problem, you're playing for yourself. You're not playing for the state. You're not playing for the name on the front of the jersey. You're not playing for your fan base. You're not playing for your team. You're playing for yourself. And Mark Pope would not take players like that.
Yeah.
And I think, and when people have said, oh, we didn't get this player, or, oh, we didn't get that player, maybe we didn't get them because that was their mindset. Maybe it wasn't that the player didn't pick us. Maybe it was Pope said, I don't think you're going to be such a good fit. Jay says, Lee, if Kirk Risa hadn't left, Kentucky would have had 5 players with matching initials, KKJJ, OOMM. Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that. Oh, I love that. That is so cool. I had not thought about that.
Yeah, Kirk Carissa, Jasper Johnson. It went
Otega Oway.
Otega Oway. It went off the screen. I can't see the rest of it.
That's okay. I mean, Malachi Moreno.
Well, yeah, MM. Yep.
That's it. Malachi, Jasper, Otega. Malachi, Jasper, Otega. Who else? Oh, here we go.
Well, I mean, last year would have been.
Yeah,
I mean, Colin Chandler, Kirk Carissa. Yeah.
Yeah, we would have had 5. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. The staff is fresh, unlike those croutons we had. Just kidding.
Yeah.
That means they were stale. That's hilarious. 1,000% we're going to see that 2-man action, and it's going to be a fun one. No joke. And can I just say, Eric, I wish it could start tonight. I wish we had a game. Like, I wish we could be talking and be like, all right, y'all, it's game time.
Yeah.
But
Well, the thing is, okay, in July, you got the TBT tournament. Guess who Kentucky gets to practice against? They're going to be practicing against them in before the games start for the TBT tournament. So last year our team was better than the TBT team. This year I think we're going to be way better than the TBT.
Don't they practice for like 3 days that week?
Yeah.
Leading up to it.
Yeah, just that week, 2 or 3 games before they play on like a Saturday or whatever. Yeah.
Right. That's going to be amazing because we'll get to hear about that. We'll see.
Oh yeah, we're going to hear. Yeah.
So I'm pretty stoked about that too.
Mercury, yeah. I mean, he's saying jelly, man. We're excited about. I mean, he might not be. He might be the last person to get to Kentucky because he is still playing overseas, Serbia, and when he gets through playing, he will be at Kentucky probably mid-June, late June.
Right. Thanks. Thanks for hitting the like on your way out too, and subscribe if you haven't. And
what about the denim?
Later.
What about the denim?
Oh, we about to see the denim, and you know what? I will bet the denim comes out against St. John's.
Oh yeah, it's going to come out against St. John's. We could wear it a couple times through the season, but I think the big thing is going to be St. John's. I don't think it's going to be denim. I think it's going to look like denim. Be a cloth,
some kind of stretchy, breathable something, not that heavy weighted down denim.
Yeah, like Kentucky had in '96, and they said those was heavy. And even Mark Pope, Derek Anderson, Tony Delp, they was like, wow, I can't believe we won a national championship in these, heavy uniforms. But, they can wear like a swoosh on the side of the shoes that looks like denim, a UK on the back of the shoe that looks like denim,
Yeah, they could do that. They could also wear like, just make it look, now we know why they sweat as bad as they did.
Yeah.
Summer practice starts the end of June.
I'm thinking the beginning of June is when they move in to into their rooms. I think maybe the end of June is when they actually start practice. But they only get officially.
Because the ones that are there now are working out in the gym. Like
They
videos of Malachi in the gym and some of the other guys in the gym, working out and making some shots and things like that. So they are actually, some of them are, it's technical official practice.
Yeah.
But
whatever I think once practice starts up, they're only allowed to practice 4 hours a week for the first, I think it's the first 6 weeks. And then they can actually start practicing full time before like midnight practice or Big Blue Madness, all that. So
exactly, and that's because of classes.
Yeah, because they got summer classes going on through. All players have to go through summer classes.
Right. So that's why the limited practice, because they're trying to readjust. You got classes, you got workouts, you got PT or whatever you got going on. So, I mean, it's a Jelly might miss a couple practices, and no, you can't go watch them practice unless they have an open practice, which they do around. I went to the open practice the 2012, the year of the 2012, because it was at the Dumb Center. I mean, the Dumb Center, Chicken Bucket. I went and watched that, and it was great because Anthony Davis was there and all those guys, and that was amazing. But in my picture on my profile on YouTube is actually a picture from that day. But you can't unless they have an open practice. Hope wears a denim suit.
He could.
That would
I thought about that. He might wear a denim suit.
make it look denim or maybe
Yeah,
be all denim. That would
yeah.
be, I think that would actually be kind of cool.
Well, it'd be cool if him and Calipari. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I just said that. Pitino. If Pitino and him both did it, like kind of both of them did denim.
Yeah, like Pitino could be white with a denim vest, and Pope could be denim with a white vest or a
Yeah.
white tie.
But yeah,
Be so
something,
slick.
something together that they both are probably going to talk all the way through this. They're going to make this one of the greatest, basketball venues playing in Atlanta, and it's going to be great. And we're going to play the second game, so it's going to be the highlighted game: St. John's versus Kentucky.
And can it be today, please?
I wish
Oh,
it'd be today.
Mercury, that's as bad as swearing. That's as bad as swearing, Mercury.
Yeah, I
Don't you
know.
think?
I know. I'm sorry,
Don't you
Mercury.
think? I could have said,
It just come out. But
look,
you
I
know,
could have said worse. I could have
hey,
said way worse
I
words.
corrected
But
myself.
Calipari, but I'm
That
talking to you. I'm not saying it. I'm
yeah.
not replacing a coach with it. I'm saying what you said. That's worse than a cuss word.
Yeah, it is. I caught myself and I apologize. So Mercury, don't hate me too bad. But Pitino, he and with being with Pope, this is special.
Yeah, fact. It special, beautiful, amazing. Like
And just like there could be two top 10 teams coached by Pope and Pitino in the top 10. And what if it happened that both teams ended up in the Final Four and played for the national championship game after they had done played the regular season game in the Champions Classic in Atlanta?
that would be crazy. That could you imagine?
Oh, I can imagine, but it would just blow up college basketball because you would know that okay, you got the coach versus
A
his
student.
student, and everybody be like, well, there ain't no better coach than. I mean, they have said this even. Uh, Dick Vitale has said, if you would have never left Kentucky, Pitino, you would have been the all-time leading scorer or all-time winningest coach of basketball and probably had 9, 10, 12 championships right now.
Dude, it's like Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi and Daniel.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know if that's what it makes me feel like.
Yeah, with Pope and Pitino being together on the same court, how much he has taught, Pope.
Dude, I'm getting tears in my eyes
Yeah,
right now thinking about it.
And how much, Pope learned from him. And this is going to be something spectacular for what
Dude,
Pope has done because I know I see it. I know, and it gets me emotional too. But the thing is, he has learned so much from Pitino, and after Pitino retires, he's still going to be Pope is going to be getting input from him on how to win these games because we're going to have Mark Pope for 20 something years.
agree. I firmly believe that. Gosh, now you got me. I can't believe I'm right on it. Man, I remember watching Pitino. I remember vividly. We're close to the same age. I'm older, but we're close. So you know what it's like to have watched the Pitino era and watch them win that
Oh,
championship and watch these guys and now to have him and Pope be a successor down the line to one of the greatest coaches we've ever
yeah.
had. And now he's got the opportunity to do the same things and they're going to play each other. And oh my gosh, see,
Hey, I watched Pitino win it was in 89, 90, and we was 500. We only won 50% of the games. And but when he said, it doesn't matter what you think about this team, we're going to be winners regardless of the score. He said, we're going to be winners. And by God, the next year, they was winners. They just kept going. And then by 96, they was probably the most dominant basketball team I've ever seen play in one season.
Exactly. Son of a gunner. Exactly. I mean, I cried through most of that press conference. Okay. I'm admitting it. I bawled. And when Pitino came up there, I cried. Like, yeah, this whole Pitino Pope thing has got just
Hey,
Pope being at
Mercury,
Kentucky.
Mercury, I'm never going to wear an Arkansas shirt. I will never, ever wear anything Arkansas color, Arkansas shirt, nothing.
At
Yeah,
least if you spilled
yeah,
barbecue,
13 and 13. Yeah, we was like 500.
at least if you spilled barbecue sauce on it, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Well, that's true. That is true. But I don't expect this. I don't want to spill anything on me. But yeah, I guess I'd have to have an Arkansas shirt.
Wear it inside out. See, I don't own anything red or burgundy,
I've
like
got
any
two.
variation.
Yeah.
I have pink stuff here and there, but I have no red and no burgundy. Like it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Never.
Well,
I
yeah.
haven't for my whole life. I refuse.
Yeah, Eric, he was saying Louisville coach scheduled the early November game, hoping that he can outrun a healing injury, but he didn't think that Double O is back on the court. Can't remember playing U of L that early. Well, I know I've never seen that we played that early, but yeah, they said it wasn't Pope or Kentucky. This was a U of L scheduling thing because it was on their home court.
They've got things scheduled in Louisville at that time that made it
Yeah.
impossible for them to. At the time we would normally play, they had other things scheduled, so that's why it was unable to be done when they wanted it, when it normally was. That's why it was moved up because it was scheduling conflicts with Louisville. So that's on Louisville, and they could have said it was scheduling issues just to say that.
They could have.
And actually they could have just been scared. But I've seen
Yeah.
calendars of things that are going on in Louisville at that time, so that could
It
very
could have
well
been.
be.
I mean,
It could be legit.
The thing is, Pope says, I don't care when we play anybody, anytime, anywhere. If you want to play us in July, we'll play you in July. You know, he don't care. He's not scared.
Yeah, no, not at all. All blue in your closet too, Mercury? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I have an employee that's a Duke fan. I asked her if she was scared now. Craig, my license plate on my car says H8L8NR, and it spells out Hate Leitner.
Hate Leitner. Yeah.
That's my license plate on my car. I've thought of that myself, and I gladly pay extra money to still hate Leitner. And let everyone know that I do, because my license, the little thing around it, is the frame is actually Kentucky, of course. So. Yard Chicken's gonna get that whip. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
You ain't kidding. Yeah.
And yeah, Eddie got us in trouble. Yeah. Ace, we got through that, didn't we?
Who
We
got
can
us
make
in
it
trouble?
through anything. Eddie Sutton.
Oh yeah, Eddie's. Yeah. Well, yeah.
But that's okay because we overcame it. We're good. And
Yeah.
yes, y'all, I'm sorry. Hit the like button, subscribe, send us to your friends, your family, your enemies. I don't care. As long as they're, I mean, send it to Louisville fans. They can hear us talk about them. Yeah. Pope gets back to back chips. His ego doesn't get him about the NBA. Oh, Pope, that wouldn't happen with Pope. Pope is way too down to earth, way too.
No, he'll never leave Kentucky for the NBA.
No,
There's
that
no
would
way.
never happen. Never happen in a million years. Nope. And he probably could have had opportunities to be an assistant in the NBA, assistant coach, and he's not. So
Yeah.
I still have the PNC Unforgettable poster hanging up in my shop in mint condition. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's way cool, Eric. I'd like to see that. I remember it, but I'd like to see that. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, anybody want to call in? What does Sutton do, anyways? You want to handle that one, Jimmy?
What's that?
What did Sutton do to get us in trouble?
This is a story I could talk about a lot, but a lot of people think it was on Sutton. I don't think it was really on Eddie Sutton. I think it was a conspiracy that actually came about, that they knew Kentucky was getting ready to have one of the best basketball teams in the nation at that time. And somebody came back and said, this ain't going to happen. And they set it up. And I mean, we was going to have Rex Chapman. We was going to have Eric Manuel. We was going to have Chris Mills. We was going to have Sean Kemp. We was going to have, all the players that was on that team. That was a conspiracy. It was never anything that Eddie Sutton did. There was nothing that the assistant coaches did. It was set up.
Yeah, I've always thought that too. But you know how it was Larry Gay that got us in trouble.
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
Pretty much. Speaking of Pope and how much he thinks of these players and his, how Pope is, I just want to hit on the quote from Mark Pope on Otega Owe. Before Otega made his decision today, Coach Pope said, if he feels like my heart is telling me I got unfinished business at Kentucky and I want to run this back, and that's where my passion is, I'll go grow my game and improve my draft stock, then he needs to come back. So, Pope had nothing but he totally supported Owe through all this.
Well, he said I was going to leave him alone. All he did was like kind of text message him every now and then. He didn't do Zoom chats, he wasn't going to bother him. And he said, wherever his heart is, that's where I want him to be.
Right. He totally supported. Craig says, have you all thought about doing commercials yet? I wish I could do commercials.
I wish we could do some commercials. Yeah, I mean, we could do the commercial. What's the big commercial in Lexington with the Stop and
Pump
Shop?
and Stop.
The pump and stop. Yeah, we could do something like that. Yeah, but they won't sponsor us. If we could get them to sponsor us, we'll go up there and I'll do commercials all day long.
Look, we do commercials if we had sponsors. So if anybody's out there and wants to sponsor us, we're open to that too.
We'll be there. And another thing,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, we could do anything. But another thing that what Otega said, he said, through all the highs and lows, I found a family in Kentucky forever. So let's run it back. I'm staying home. So,
and I love that he called it home.
He's back home. I mean,
that just makes it feel so much. It's more important.
Now it's more important for these players to be at Kentucky. I mean, I could say Anthony Davis, John Wall, and all them. They still love Kentucky to an extent, but it wasn't like that they would actually die for Kentucky. These players that's played last year and was playing this year, these players are going to die to make sure that they do the right thing to get this team to where it needs to be.
Right. Otis, yes, he didn't already know he was coming back. I think he made that video just in case, because he wanted to be able to put his decision out there. But yeah, he made it a month ago because it had him with hair. And it was a month ago when he made that. But we think he only made it just possibly as an in case. Like he probably had both made. He probably made both. I'm gonna stay, I'm gonna stay in the draft. He probably had one made of I'm coming back, just in case whatever he decided to do, I would say. So yeah, Otis, that I talked about that earlier. That's
Yeah.
definitely. He looks like one of the Harrison twins with his haircut to me.
Yeah.
He gives me Harrison twin vibes. I was worried when I heard Brooklyn really liked him and had 4 first round picks. Um, yeah, it is right by his hometown. My thing about that is I was going with hoping that Brooklyn would trade some of their because they're going to trade some of those picks.
Yeah.
So I kind of was hoping that maybe they would trade a couple of their picks away and not have enough picks to take him, and it would make him stay. So, yeah, that's kind of where my heart was on that one. Kind of like that Ford Explorer. Right. Samaki did get a Ford Explorer because, the Ford truck plant's here. The
Yeah.
starting 5, Craig, we talked about that earlier. The only thing I can tell you for sure about the starting 5 is Otega always going to be in it. We've pretty much said that the consensus is they're going to have to earn their playing time.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anybody's guaranteed anything. And there were a couple guys after Mark Pope talked to them and they committed. They did say that Mark Pope never promised them any certain amount of playing time, never made any promises about starting. They know their role. They have to earn it. What do you think, Jimmy?
Yeah, I believe this lineup could be totally different in November, December, January, February, all the way up until March. I believe he will get a true starting 5 to, start out with, but it could change. Jasper Johnson by mid, January, February could maybe be the starting, point guard. I mean,
Right.
Jalen Lowe could be coming off the bench. Jalen Lowe could be starting right now. And then Jasper coming off. You got Colin Chandler. You got Aberdeen. I mean, there's just so much that he can work with. And the thing is, I don't think these players, neither one of all 4 of them, would not care if they started or ended the game as being the starter or the ending player.
Right. Craig, no worries, no apologies necessary. And Da Vinci's pizza sounds delicious right now. So now I'm hungry. Thank you for that. Really appreciate it. Gerald Fitch had a Mercedes. Okay, and Otis, you're right. No red shirts. Who do we think could legitimately beat Kentucky this year? If you had to pick one team, Jimmy, that was going to beat us this year, who do you think it would be?
Well, we've got Michigan State. We got St. John's. At the beginning of the season, we got Gonzaga. What's that? Yeah, but
that was going to be my answer.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about in the preseason before SEC. I don't know that.
Yeah, but he didn't ask that. He asked it, period.
Well, Florida could be one of those teams because they're going to have a good basketball team. I heard today that everybody was thinking Arkansas might be the best team. And then with Otega coming back, I think Kentucky is the best team now. I think it's Kentucky, Arkansas, and maybe Florida will be ranked 1, 2, and 3.
You want to know who I think could possibly beat us? And I hate to say it, but St. John's.
So, I'm going to say St. John's could beat us because they're going to be a contentious.
Rick Pitino.
They're going to be a top 10 team, top 5 team. That would be a pick. I would take St. John's over Florida, Arkansas, or Gonzaga, Michigan State. I think we'll win them games, but St. John's is one game that's going to be a history-making game. If Kentucky wins that game, and they're undefeated going into SEC play.
I mean, possibly.
I mean, I want to beat Michigan State because we haven't beat Michigan State in a while.
That's a must win.
Yeah, I want Michigan State. I want to beat Louisville at the Yum Center, or you call it the Dumb Center, which
Or the
I've been
chicken bucket.
yeah, but I want to beat Louisville. I want to beat Michigan State, St. John's. Yeah, I want to beat them too. But if we lose, hey, that'd be a game that I can respect the loss to, because Rick Pitino's one of the best coaches in college basketball. He's a a legacy. He whatever Pope needs, Pitino's going to get him.
I'm going to add to that. I want to beat Indiana.
Oh yeah, we got Indiana
And
too. Yeah,
as far as St. John's, I
yeah,
can honestly say that it will be the only loss if we lose to St. John's, which it would be nice to see the student beat the master, and for us to win. But if we did lose to St. John's, that is the only loss we could have all year that would not bother me.
yeah. Well, it's like they was just saying, we will not lose to Florida because Boogie Flan won't be playing. He'll be hurt. Something will come
Yeah.
up with Boogie Flan. So
His
we
brain is
don't
peaky.
have to worry about Florida. Florida don't have the back court or the front court to play with Kentucky this year.
No, they don't. They lost it. We kind of took one. But yeah, it happens. Arkansas not going to beat Kentucky. No, that's
No,
not going to happen. You're
not this
right,
year.
Otis. It's not going to happen. It's a revenge tour on that one. That won't happen.
No, we'll go to Fayetteville, Arkansas. We will beat Arkansas.
Mercury, you are absolutely right. I would like to lose it to at least 3 games, because tournament time, if we play those teams we beat, we want they want the revenge.
Yeah.
I agree. And yeah, if we play, yeah.
Yeah,
They're
I
gonna want
hope.
revenge.
I hope we don't have to play. Like the St. John's game. We might have to play St. John's in the NCAA championship.
We could. It could
Yeah,
happen.
or the Final Four, how it's paired up. But yeah, if we lose the game in December, then I would love to be able to get the revenge in March and
Oh
April.
yeah, for sure.
In April.
For sure. I was gonna say Florida is gonna be pretty packed. Yeah, they lost some. UMass example.
Yeah. When we lost to the UMass, and then we beat them in the champion or the Final Four to go to the championship game.
Aaron Torres has Arkansas as number 1 in the SEC.
Well,
Your
he
thoughts?
did say that, but he resented from that today, and he said he thinks Kentucky is the best team in the SEC now that Otega came back. He resented what he had said.
Nice. He rescinded that. Good deal. That's good to know. They still have that 8-footer. He's
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, he's 7'8", but he ain't even played a game at Florida. I
he
mean,
doesn't. Wait a minute. Does he even weigh 100 pounds?
he might weigh. I don't even know if he weighs. He might weigh 145, 50. I don't know. I've
He's
seen
so
him.
skinny.
Yeah, but he'll never be a dominant player for Florida, and he'll never. I don't think he'll ever play NBA. I mean, 7'8", you got to be at least 240 pounds, and he'll never get to 240.
Right? Oh no, that won't happen. Revenge tour this year, Otis. We could be.
Yeah,
Colin Chandler will be a breakout star. I've already said that too, Craig. Jimmy and I were talking about it earlier,
Yeah.
and I said Colin Chandler is probably gonna have an amazing year, because it's probably all come back to him now, and he gets to work through this summer. I think Colin Chandler is going to really surprise a lot of people.
yeah. That. I mean, Florida's front court is all right. I mean, they're going to be good, but I believe our front court's going to be a lot better. And
Oh, yeah,
I
do
think
too.
we got players that's going to get to 50-50 balls. They're going to go after your their whatever they are guarding as of the perimeter, the interior. They're gonna go after it. Kentucky is on a comeback for what happened last year against, different teams.
Right. We haven't played Indiana in so many years and still think it'll be a bigger rivalry game than Louisville. With Bobby
Well,
Knight not being there, I just don't think I don't think it'll be as bad as it used to be, but I think it'll still be a rivalry.
I think it will be. Yeah. I mean, they got a new coach. Kentucky's, a pretty new, fresh coach. It might become the rivalry I know we're playing at Rupp this year. I think next year we're going to play like in Indianapolis or something like that, but we're not going to play in Bloomington until the last year, and we got a 4-year series. I think
Right,
one
it's
year.
gonna be
I think
neutral.
1 year we're going to play in Nashville.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, I just think I don't know.
Yeah, Mercury, Florida, who? And and I think we do. We got the best front court in the SEC, and I think we might have the best front court in the nation.
Yeah, we could. I think we're going to lose 4 games this year.
Well,
That's
yeah.
my prediction.
Hey, if we lose 4 games, I'm happy with that. If we're 36-4 and win the national championship, I'll be happy with that.
But that's if we're all gelling together, playing as a team, and no injuries. I mean, I'm talking,
Yeah, I mean, we have to have everything, going right. Everything. I know that the everything's going to be left at the door. There's not going to be any controversy with any other players. Pope's going to make sure he takes care of that. Egos, all that's out. As long as we don't have injuries, and like we've always said, knock on wood, can we have 1 year without one player having an injury? Now, this year we got 14 good players. We can afford to maybe have one, but I don't want to have one. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of injuries.
Yeah. And Carl was right. We're going to have, Purdue is going to be a good game. It's going to be a statement game.
Well, we got Georgetown. I mean, Georgetown
Purdue
isn't that great this coming season, but that's still it's still a Division I team that we're playing instead of a local team. And it's gonna be a great game for Rupp Arena and for all the fans to watch. I mean, those 2 games are going to be sold out. A lot of people have said, well, there ain't nobody coming to watch an exhibition game against Purdue or Georgetown. Yes, they will.
SEC taking a step back. I think Arkansas and Florida, the only teams we worry about in conference, could get a little boring.
Well, I mean, there you still got Auburn. I mean, they're going to Alabama. I mean, there's still good teams. Now, it's not going to be top to bottom like it was last year. And I don't think, we could end up getting, 10 teams in the NCAA tournament. Like, we had 14 last year.
Right. MJ, I got to give a shout out to my girl, MJ. She said, I'm not as worried about injuries this next season since we have 14 scholarship players. Exactly. Yeah. Well, who's going to stop us? We can go so deep and we've got so many, we're just not going to, we're so deep. I mean, we can sit there and say, okay, this guy's hurt. Well, we've got 3 more of those.
Yeah.
Just pick one.
Well, like Peanut said, like the old time school SEC was Kentucky, Florida, and that I think it's going to get back to that. I mean, I know Chandler is going to light it up from the outside again. He's turning into that player towards the end of the year.
Right. And are we going to play Duke this year?
I have heard. There was a rumor going around that they will not play Kentucky and Duke this year because it would be at Rupp Arena. And that the other team from the ACC would not be a team that Kentucky wants to see. Well, not that it would be it'd be an average game and Kentucky would probably beat them by 20 points.
Right. Otis, you're right. Jaden's going to be an elite defender. He
Yeah.
really, really is. I mean, he's going to be a big piece of that physicality that we've needed for a while.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, thank you. Hey, yeah, we're all family here, Jeff. Everybody
fam.
that's, we're all on here. I mean, if y'all were on here, I know you all have probably already hit the like button and, subscribe, but please tell
We
your
appreciate
friends.
you.
I mean, if you got friends that watch, basketball, Kentucky basketball, tell them about us. And, we're so respectful for everybody that we encounter, that we talk to. It's just fun for Miss Leigh and me and 21 and Big Mike and BC. We're a big happy family right here, and we just love to be on here and just have fun. I mean, we don't get paid for this. This is just fun for us, for you all.
We enjoy it. We enjoy sitting here having these conversations and
Mhm.
and getting your opinions and seeing the things that you want to know. And we learn things from you too. So I think it's really just an all around good mix, just like our team is.
Yeah. Well, I saw Peanut said NC State. That could be a possibility because they did end up getting a pretty good recruiting class, and they got a new coach. I think, like Chris said, I think Duke would get spanked if they play Kentucky this year, and I think that's why
I think so.
I think that's why they're not going to put up a freshman-led Duke team against a veteran-led Pope team.
Right, right. And yeah, we need some more people to call in. If anybody wants to call in, Carl
Yeah.
said we need more fans to call in. If y'all want to call in, I'm quite sure that 21 will put the link in the chat again. You don't have to be on video if you don't want. We can just listen to your voice. But if you want to call in and chit chat with us, feel free.
Yep. Yeah. Chandler, Aberdeen. Oh, I mean, we've got players top to bottom, 1 through 14, that can come in and play great minutes. And this team is going to be unselfish. They're going to look for passes. They're going to look for cutters. They're going to, they're not going to take bad shots. We haven't even talking about Jalen Lowe. He is going to be one of the players that is going to be so happy this year that he doesn't have to take 90% of the hardest shots and 20% of the makes and things that he was doing at Pittsburgh. And
Right.
I'm not saying he was coached by a bad player or a bad coach or on a bad team, but that was just his situation. And with Kentucky, it's going to be significantly better for him being on the court, and he's just going to be a sigh of relief when he comes down the court. That lefty, 6'3", 175, just popping jumpers in people's faces and then making backdoor cuts and everything. He's going to be special. This boy is going to be. I don't know that he's going to be Lamont Butler, but I believe he'll be just as good.
Right. And we're going to talk about him on our spotlight next week. Aren't we? Are we? So y'all make sure you tune in for that because Jalen Lowe will be our spotlight player of the week next week.
Yeah.
And Darren, thank you very, very much. Angel, what's up? And Mercury, you're right. We can't forget Moreno. What do you think about playing against John Pelfrey, coach in Tennessee Tech?
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, go ahead, Leanne.
I think it's gonna be interesting because both guys were players at Kentucky and now they're coaching. And then to see, I think we're really gonna find out what they got out of those player days. I think if we might see some similarities in their coaching style.
Mm-hmm.
Considering they played, for Kentucky, and it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
Well, you remember, I mean, we played against John Pelfrey a long time ago when he was coaching for Arkansas.
I'm talking about a Pope Pelfrey thing.
But
Two
yeah,
players
yeah,
coaching.
but yeah,
Like we haven't done that.
yeah, but yeah, a coach from Kentucky, both players coaching against each other. Well, I mean, you're going to have, Pitino never played at Kentucky, but he was a coach. But Pelfrey and Pope both actually played
Right.
or played on the same team as a going
That's
to
what
be
I'm
the head
saying.
coach. So yeah, I mean,
Okay. A says, I didn't ask my question very well. Who is our best 3-point shooter? And I listed Chandler Williams, Aberdeen, and Johnson. Oh, right now, if I had to pick best 3-point shooter, yeah, exactly. Aberdeen.
I'm gonna take Aberdeen, and then Chandler would be probably my second pick.
Yeah, and then I would go Johnson Williams.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be a toss up with Johnson Williams, but yeah, I'd go with Aberdeen, Chandler. I mean, hey, Otega is going to improve on that too.
Yeah, but he's not really a 3-point
Yeah,
shooter.
he's
He's
not
more of an inside, go to the basket guy.
Yeah, but I mean, even Jalen Lowe, he's gonna improve on his 3-point shot this year.
Right, but I'm also looking at him playing a different kind of role.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't think we're going to shoot 30 plus threes a game. And, whoever hits that three is going to be wide open because our offense is going to be so good that we're not going to take contested shots, hard shots. It's going to be wide open shots basically the whole time.
Pelfrey had no fundamentals in aspect of a high caliber coach. I will say fundamentally, Angel, I will have to not say he has none, but I would say when it comes to fundamentals, I would say that Mark Pope definitely has an edge because I like the analytical part of Mark Pope.
Yeah.
Son of a Gunner said, I got Williams and Chandler. Makes sense. Chandler's going to be a Kobe.
Cam Williams can shoot it. He can shoot it.
He can. And I don't think there's going to be any. I think it's going to be pretty even. I really think that I don't think there's going to be even any one player that's going to stand out unless somebody just has a killer night. I think that it's going to be pretty even.
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of players on this team that's going to have breakout killer nights. And it's going to be fun to watch. This is going to be a fun ride. I mean, you, me, Big Mike, BC 21, we watched this past year, and it was an outstanding ride of watching this team. This year, it's going to be way better.
Craig wants to know important question. Who's the best passer? Okay. If Robin Chandler has some great no-look passes.
Hey, I'm not gonna. Hey, we haven't even talked about Trent Noah in any of this. He's a great passer on the top, passing down low on cuts and things. But I would say Jalen Lowe might be the best passer.
But Anthony has a point, and it's like I said earlier, until they are in their spots, until we know who's starting, until we know what guys are surrounding the players, like who do you have out there on the floor with you and how do you mesh together? How do you play together? We're not going to really be able to predict how someone's going to play their game until we see what they've got supporting them and how well they play together. Like it's going to have to be, we can sit here and say, okay, last year this guy did this. Okay, last year this guy did that. But they're going to be around a whole team of different people. It's going to matter more on how they fit together as a unit than each person's individual stats.
Yeah.
It's got to be the sum of all the parts.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Otis said that, Jalen Lowe is going to be an assist guy. Yeah, he probably is. But me and you are just speculating on what's going to happen. I mean, until they get into practice in June, the end of June, and practicing, and then Pope comes out, and I know that They were saying, Big Blue Madness is going to be spectacular. Yes,
It
is.
is.
It is. But up until then, we're not going to know who Pope is going to start. I mean, he might throw 5 players out there and then the other 5 players and say, this is the blue team, this is the white team. Well, I ain't going to tell you who we're starting because he don't want Purdue. He don't want Georgetown. He don't want anybody. He don't want Louisville to know who he's starting.
But Big Blue Madness, he's probably not even going to know yet.
No, yeah.
Darren, number 9.
There's number 9. There you go, Darren.
You know it. You know it.
Yeah, and then next year, Trent Noah can go to number 10. He can wear a number 10 jersey.
Yes, exactly. Let him keep changing his number for whatever year we're going to get. Lowe
Yeah.
is going to be an assist man. JJ will be stroking those threes. And that's very well
Jasper,
possible.
that's another player. Pope has said we need him to be spectacular next year. And I think he knows he's going to be. I know he's got it in him. He's going to be one of them special players that, Leanne, I know you've seen special players and you've watched basketball. This is going to be a special basketball player.
I think so too. I think it's, but once again, I mean, he already has the skills. He's just going to define those skills over the summer, tune them up, get with these new guys. And I think he's going, I think he is going to be special.
Yeah.
But then again, I think a lot of the guys on the team are going to be special in their own way.
Yeah.
I think each of them have, like Otis said, everyone is going to do their part and know their assignment. Everyone is going to have something to do. And I think each one is going to excel at their skill level, what their skill is. Like this one's going to be great at blocking. This one's going to be great at dunks. This one's going to be great at perimeter shooting. This one's going to be great at going in the paint, defending the rim. I know we're going to have more than one guy to be able to do those things, but I think they're all going to excel at different.
Hey, Mercury, I've got. We're going to have couches. You get that lighter. Yeah. But yeah. Peanut. He was like, we're going to have a lot of games that we might have to come back or pull away at the end. I think there's going to be 90% of the games we're going to be way ahead, and we ain't going to have to worry about pulling away.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Carl, I think, to be quite honest, if we made the Elite 8, I would still be one of the happiest fans of all time.
Oh, I believe Elite 8 is guaranteed. I think Final Four right now. Yeah, with this team, I think Final Four.
I've seen crazier things happen. I think so too. I'm hoping on number 9 it can happen. I just jinx us. Lexington is going to be off the charts and off the chain, Mercury. When we get number 9, Lexington will blow up.
Yeah, I will have to be in Lexington with 21 on that.
I will be there too. I've already told y'all that. I will be there too.
And then the next day we can have another party, and we'll come over to my house and we'll burn couches, chairs, whatever.
Yes, sounds like a plan. It really does. Well, what any other news that anyone wants to ask about?
Well,
if not, maybe we'll.
Yeah, as far as I know, there is. I mean, besides the Otega, Okeatron coming back, that's just going to be, this is the most excitement. At least like last year, we had to wait for Jackson Robinson. This year, he got it out and got it done with, and we can all sit around, celebrate, and go to sleep, and not have to worry about getting up the next day. Oh, where did he go pro or so.
Right. And sitting up because, we were watching the same thing on YouTube at the time and up till 2:00 in the morning, just goofing off.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Carl, I've been telling this to family, to Miss Leigh. I've been saying if Pope keeps recruiting like this, he's going to be in the national championship in all the years that he is actually a coach for Kentucky. I mean, he's doing extraordinary things.
Oh yeah, for sure. Should the Pacers bring Reggie Miller on the team so he can get a ring?
No.
Y'all can't go yet. Show's not over.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Peanut, I liked Reggie.
I like Reggie. I mean, that was some great things he did for the Pacers. I mean,
Yeah, it's, I can't go too much more following that. Ball control in defensive transition basketball. We will see. I think that those. Oh, no way. Huh. Right. Ball control in defensive transition basketball. We will see. I'm really hoping, Angel, I'm really hoping that since we've got more physicality this year, that changes. I'm hoping we do play, you know, better defensive ball, better transition. I like to see some full court press, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. So,
yeah, yeah, Angel. Yeah, our defensive presence was not real great. It was good sometimes, but when we actually needed it was we just didn't have it. I hate to bring it up that Arkansas game at Rupp Arena. Arkansas they had the defense presence, and they ended up getting that win.
yeah, it happened. And, good
Yeah,
on them.
I mean, I had to eat crow. I thought Kentucky was going to win that game, but I had to eat crow, and everybody on this channel at that time that we was talking that night, we all had to give props to Arkansas and Coach Cal.
They wanted it more. They
Yep.
got it. We
So,
did not play our best game, that's for
but
sure.
don't think that Otega don't think about that game, and he's thinking about it right now.
Yeah, oh yeah. Otega's thinking about every game we lost.
Well,
I can guarantee you.
Brandon Garrison, Colin Chandler, Trent Noah, all the players that was on last year's team is thinking about the Alabama games, losing three straight to Alabama, losing to Arkansas. They lost to like Georgia. We lost to what was Tennessee at the very end of the year.
Clemson,
Clemson. We're not going to play
Ohio
Clemson.
State.
Ohio State. We're not going to play any of them. But
No, but I'm just saying, they will
yeah,
not forget those games.
they know what happened.
They will not forget those games. They will hold that and think we're not letting a game like that happen again. It may not be the same team, but they're not. I don't think they'll let them get themselves in that spot again.
No,
And
no,
Oklahoma's thinking about Otega. You're right, A.
I,
Oklahoma is thinking about Otega.
oh yeah, they shouldn't have ever let him go. I mean, they should have paid him the money, because what he's making at Kentucky and what he did to Oklahoma last year, beating them 2 times on last second shots, they probably hate Otega.
Yeah, Oklahoma probably cringed today. Like they were probably all sitting around waiting and
Yeah, they was probably
Yeah.
hoping, I hope he don't come back to Kentucky. Well, guess what? He's
yeah,
back.
exactly. Defense. That's what we need.
Yeah, and
Our
we've got it.
defense. I'm sorry to say, but our defense in basketball. Now, last year it was an improvement, but from 2019 until 23, 24,
Yeah,
I will honestly say our defense on our basketball team was as non-existent as the football team. Neither team had a defense for like 5 years, 6 years. I'm hoping football does this year, but neither team had a defense. Now we're going to be playing defense. And you're right. You can't outshoot teams without a defense because you
Yep.
can't get the ball.
No, if you can't play defense, like 70% of the time in a game, you control the defense, you're winning that game. Unless some team is just shooting the lights out and hitting, 65, 70% from the three, and everything they shoot goes up. But if you're playing great defense, you're winning basically 90% of the time, you're going to win those games.
Right. And it just, you have to be consistent. And we were very inconsistent. And I know, we keep going back to, yes, we had injuries, but, and you can't blame it all on injuries, but yes, we had injuries at the most
Yeah.
inopportune times against the teams that we definitely didn't need to be having injuries against.
Yeah.
So, we had to overcome that. But I just think that this year it's going to be a different story. And I'm hoping.
Yeah. Yeah, Peanut. Yeah, Oklahoma has to come to Rupp Arena this year, and
Yeah.
with with the defense, I think we're going to be fine. The wins for next year I think it's going to be a lot easier wins that we have this coming year than we did last year. I think it's going to be an all-around team with a coaching staff that now is comfortable with each other, and they know what they really want to accomplish. And these players, somebody was saying JQ is going to be a beast to go against. I'm telling you, I would not want, if I was 7 foot, I would not want to go against Jaden Quaintance.
I wouldn't either. Angel, it's going to be a good game for sure. It's going to be
Yeah.
the most watched game, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like it was one of the most televised games last year, and I bet it will be this year too.
Well,
And
Angel, I hope they change it to where we do not have to play Alabama twice, that we
Right.
still can play Tennessee and Vanderbilt. But I wish we'd be able to play Arkansas twice, so we could play at Bud Walton Arena and then come back and play at Rupp Arena, and that'd be our home games away and home next year.
right, Eric. I agree with you. We do have to start out with better defense at the beginning of the year, but considering the fact that we've got guys that were good at rebounding, like their stats were good, as
Yeah.
opposed, the stats are better. The stats are better on the incoming players that we have gotten through the portal on rebounds
Oh yeah.
and assists than the stats on the guys that we had last year. So I do see an improvement there. So I don't think, and that is when I think we'll get a couple of those losses. I just don't. I think we will be better defensively coming out of the gate because statistically we should,
Yes.
but that doesn't mean anything. But if you go by numbers, which Mark Pope is a numbers guy, and if you go by the numbers, we have a better defensive team statistically this year than we did last year. Starting at the beginning of the year, like starting fresh, not played a game yet. So let me clarify that.
Yeah.
Yeah, our numbers will be different. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be way different on our numbers. I mean, a lot of people's going to think about like what we might have accomplished last year on field goal percentages when we did shoot the three real good in a game. I think this year people are going to be like looking at what Kentucky does on defense and how they get stops, how they get turnovers and convert into fast break points. When I think Pope will put a press on, and when we put that press on, I think it's going to be a lot of different things that goes on when if they're trapping in the corner or they're trapping right there at half court, they're going to get turnovers. It's going to be easy buckets.
I agree with you on that. I also think you will see a lot more backdoor screens and backdoor plays under the basket, like what Trent Noah did a couple times last year, which was amazing because everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, what did he just do?" But I think we're going to see more of that. And Angel, I can't wait for the competition either. I'm actually looking forward to that game this year. I think it's going to be, it's going to be a good game, and I'm looking forward to it. And who knows, Jimmy? Maybe we can do a show that night.
Well, I mean, we could do it. We'll do a show, do something. I mean, Angel. It's not a rivalry like me and Miss Leigh was talking earlier. It's not a rivalry unless both teams are competitive and it's good. We was talking about the Louisville Kentucky rivalry earlier today. when Louisville was only winning 3 or 4 games in the last 2 or 3, 5 years, whatever happened with, their, I'm not going to mention the coach or anything, not discrediting anybody, but that was not a rivalry, because when you're blowing a team out, that ain't a rivalry. We want teams to be good. I mean, you don't have to be ranked number 1, number 2, number 10, number 20, but you want both teams to be real good and playing against each other, and that's what I hope Arkansas is. I hope Kentucky is. If we're playing Louisville, I want them to be good. I don't. And Mark Pope just said, I want to play good teams.
Yeah, and better quality. I mean, not. I don't want to say better quality. Teams that will put up more of a fight. Teams that will give us a fight. Teams that will make us show what we can truly do.
Mm-hmm.
Make us get physical. Play a physical game. I'm sorry, but watching people just run up and down the court, oh, we turned the ball over. Oh, we stole the ball. Oh, it's like watching a tennis match or paint dry.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but I want to see basketball like it used to be back in the 90s. I want to see some physical ball, street ball.
Well, it's like Otis. He was just saying, Mo, JQ, and BC or BG. You got to throw in Jelly there too.
Yeah, you got to throw Jelly in with that group.
Jelly's going to be. He's going to be running the 4, and so this is going to be a great inside team.
I just really, 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 I just want that fight again.
Yeah.
I want the 90s basketball to come back, and I believe it is. I feel like
I believe it is. I think Mark Pope has brought it back last year. He did as much as he could last year with it.
Right.
And I think every year it's going to progress. And I text and I was talking to Blake Shoemaker today, and I was telling him, I was like, this is a team that Pope has put together that Pitino would be proud of.
Oh, yes. And when they play each other, I'm sure he'll tell him he's proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. I totally, yeah. I just think that it's I'm just excited. I'm excited for this year. What can I say? I want basketball now. I want to be able to turn on a game right now. I want to watch it. I'm so excited.
You got YouTube, pull up what we did last year.
I know.
The 96 team, the 98 team, we can watch all that. Yeah, I know it's a little bit of persecution right now that we can't watch any basketball.
I know.
And I'm hating, the baseball team. I mean, I don't watch it a lot, but they are the number 3
World
seed.
Series, yes, national,
in their region. And, hopefully they go a little bit farther. There ain't much going on. The TBT tournament will be in July. We'll get to see, the Harrison twins will be back along with Willie Cauley-Stein. You got DeAndre Liggins. You've got Deron Lamb. They're going to add some other players on top of that. I think Sean Woods is going to be the head coach.
That's right.
So, I mean, we got a little bit of stuff in this, and there'll be things coming out with Pope about the practices that they're doing during the summer and stuff. So, hopefully, I don't want wintertime to come, and I don't want, I hate the ending of the season. I love fall, but when it gets into October, November, and it's cold, I love just sitting home watching basketball, but I want to enjoy this summer weather, and we got a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, we do. Craig, it'll get easier with the names. Peanut Butter Posse. So no, Potter is not going to be a walk-on.
No.
Pope's just going to go with what he's got, and that's it. Otis, I do too, and Mercury, I do too. I think I need, there needs to be a support group.
Yeah.
There needs to be a support group for people that don't that are going through withdrawals. So, but we've been on here for almost 2 hours.
Hour and 49 minutes we've been on here, and I mean, we enjoyed it all.
Yeah, very much so.
If the thing was going on with Otega, we'd have probably stayed on here all night. But I know 21's in the back. He's doing the show, producing it. He might have some things to do. He has
We
family.
love 21.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say I love him, but but I'm just I like him. But man,
We really appreciate him giving up his time to help us too and be here
Yeah.
with us in the background producing this show. So
But Miss Leigh Ann. I'm gonna call you Miss Leigh Ann myself, but Miss Leigh, you're on here. Let's go ahead and just close this out. We'd love to stay on here, another 25, 35, 45, 55 minutes. But it's time for us to end this show and get it over with and do the announcement.
will. So everybody, before I close out the show, big announcement coming on Monday. So make sure you watch the guys, and maybe if I'm lucky, they'll let me show up with them Monday night. But we have a big, huge announcement coming Monday night. So you won't have to wait a whole week, Mercury. Make sure you guys follow us. Make sure you subscribe to the Loyal BBN Fan Show. That way you won't miss anything. Thank you, Darren. We appreciate you. We appreciate every single one of you. We
Yeah.
will see you Monday night. Don't forget, big announcement. Like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next Wednesday. Go Cats!